Welcome back to Inside Boxing Throwdown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, Steven Johnson, and this is our third episode of this week. And we want to go ahead and talk about a little bit of our amateur. You know, we're in Olympic year, so if you guys, I know a lot of you guys don't follow the amateur, but this is the time you want to follow amateur because trust me, after the Olympics, you're going to be complaining that we didn't win any gold. So let's talk about it and let's figure out where we're at now, making them steps to Olympic competition. Steve, bring us in on some of the stuff that's been going on with our amateur boxers.
Well, Aurelio, as you know, and all you folks know, our Olympic team that has been chosen to, well, not chosen, they've earned the right to wear the red, white, and blue, and the next step of Olympic qualifying competition has been set on both the male and the female side. Of interest to me is that earlier a week ago, we had an interview conducted by USA Today where they had a conversation with Marlen Esparza. Now, I find it interesting, first of all, that USA Today decided to talk to Marlen Esparza rather than Claressa Shields or Michaela Meyer or Ginny Fuchs, who are the three women that are heading to the next qualifying round. Yeah. But they felt they had to talk to Marlen Esparza. And let me just read this quote to you from Marlen, and then Aurelio, I'll let you take it for a minute. Marlen says, "To me, the world championships are harder than the Olympics." Now, let me just back up a little bit. Marlen just qualified as the 106-pound representative for the USA Women's World's Championship team. Okay, but she says, "To me, the worlds are harder than the Olympics. The worlds are like the Olympics, but there are the top girls in the Olympics. But when you get to the worlds, there are like 80 people, and you have to fight for the spots. Getting into the Olympics is the hard part. Once you're there, you know who you're going to fight, and you can prepare for them." She says, "When I won Worlds in 2014, it was a lot more satisfying than the Olympics." Of course, because she didn't win the Olympics. But anyway, she says she's going to be going for her second, world champions title in 2014. My question to you is, this quote from Marlen Esparza, "The worlds are harder than the Olympics." Really? Then why are you crying and complaining, about the thing? It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's so much easier for me to cheer for someone who should be the face of women's amateur boxing here in the United States. Claressa Shields, as far as I'm concerned, has clearly won that honor, but for some reason, sponsors and the people, the powers that be, have neglected her and continue to focus on someone who promised that she was going to come back after she lost in 2014, Marlen Esparza. Yeah. She got the bronze medal. She said, "I'm coming back in 2016 so I can take care of unfinished business and win the gold." And can't even qualify.
And then she win the bronze medal, the gifted bronze medal.
The gifted bronze medal.
Because there was 2 bronze medals. There's 1, 2, and 3, and then there was a gifted.
All she had to do was win the one fight, and she gets a bronze medal. So anyway, you take it from here because I'll finish up.
She's saying that the world's qualifiers or the world's competition was harder than the Olympic competition. The only thing I'm saying, if that was true, then she probably should have won gold because the Olympics is easier, and she didn't. She was gifted a bronze medal. But you brought that attention and you say, okay, well, why did they elect to interview Marlen Esparza rather than Claressa Shields and all that? Here's where the media, and you get to the big time media, USA Today and the ESPNs and the Sports Illustrated and all this stuff. Bottom line is controversy sells, negativity sells. So what I'm thinking is when they interviewed Marlen Esparza, they were hoping for that controversy because she's known to stick her foot in her mouth, like when they fought in Canada when she says, "I hate Canadians."
Yeah.
She hates the whole country because she lost.
Yeah.
This is what they want to hear. So I'm surprised that whoever the interviewer was didn't kind of bait her into saying some of this controversy because she would have to. Well, she did a little bit on them worlds and downgrading the Olympics, but bottom line is, sooner or later they have to start giving Claressa Shields and these ladies that made are making their wave and going through the steps and qualifying and getting closer to representing the U.S. In the Olympics, they have to start giving them their props.
Well, you know what, Lel, you make an excellent point because, in my opinion, Marlen Esparza was taking a shot at Jenny Fuchs. When she comes back and she says, I think the Worlds are harder than the Olympics, because Jenny Fuchs not only beat Marlen in the tournament, she beat her twice.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like, oh, beat her one time and she went on. She beat her twice and dominated her twice. Okay, so then you disparage her accomplishment by saying, okay, oh, and don't forget, she moved down to 106. Okay, for the Worlds, where we've been fighting at 112. She moves down. Marlen did. She moves down to 106 for the Worlds. Okay, it was either going to be 106 or 119, and she chose 106. Okay. So bottom line to me, like I said, is it's sour grapes, and I, for one,
sure it is.
I'm really looking forward to for the next year. Okay, I don't want to hear anything about Marlen Esparza. Like I said, Jenny Fuchs from Texas, Michaela Meyer. Then we have Clarissa Shields from Michigan. These girls are the ones who the conversation should be about.
Okay, let's before we go on to the men's, we want to talk a little bit on the men's. So the three that are making their way and qualifying for Olympics, you say it's Clarissa Shields,
Michaela Meyer, and Jenny Fuchs.
Are they all black?
No. Clarissa Shields, the only black one.
And the other two are white?
Yes.
Okay. So why Marlen Esparza? Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
Marlen is the one that got the big endorsements, right?
Of course.
The makeup,
yeah, McDonald's, Coca-Cola,
okay,
Nike.
Okay. I'm trying to put in perspective why they don't get one of these qualifying ladies, okay, to make the thing and to make these big interviews, to start pumping up the
Now
the
that
thing.
you said that, Marlen made it a point in this USA Today interview to let everyone know that none of her sponsors dropped her, and she thought that they might, and she was happy for that. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't care what excuse anybody can make for when you lose and you've been running your mouth and you're out. You're out. Go sit down. And then she made a comment. She said, "I found out, who the real supporters were and who the haters were." Well, put my hand up. I'm one of the haters. And that's strictly because of her attitude. She's been intimating for the last 3 years about how, she's been sparring, calling out pros. Nobody wants to spar with me. And she can't beat, one of our United States girls for the team. And then she's going to disparage the Olympic spot that Jenny Fuchs has by saying, the Olympics isn't that much. It's about the Worlds. Well, you know what, Marlen, if you get your ass whooped here in the Worlds, I want to see what you got to say then. And I hate to say this, but I really would like to see her get dusted in the Worlds radio. So I want to see her then put her foot in her mouth all the way. I guarantee you she will come out and say something stupid. But I think it's just disparaging to our American girls who...
We got a couple of minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about the men's. And, we just finished the Reno, and it looks like we at least got names of people moving on to them. And one I want to especially talk about, because there's still a process they got to go through, is the 132-pound division.
Carlos Balderas.
Balderas, okay? Carlos Balderas got a free ride. Okay?
No, he didn't.
He got a free ride because he didn't. What I'm saying is he didn't have to, and he's not going to have to compete to earn a spot on the Olympics team to represent the United States in the Olympics. He didn't have to box in Rio in them trials. He's not going to have to do any international qualifying to go to Rio. He's already in
Reno.
In Reno.
Mm-hmm.
He's already in. He was selected because of his affiliation and his accomplishments in the WSB, which is an AIBA organization. Steve, real quick, the only problem, and I'm not saying anything bad about Balderas. I'm going to be there rooting for him. I want him to bring home that gold. You can believe it. What I'm saying is my whole problem is with the AIBA, with the organizations, and I really get a little a little upset that USA Boxing doesn't have any Gudaks. They do whatever they're told to do. We don't even get to choose our own representatives to represent our state. They're chosen by an international organization as to who we're going to pick to represent the United States. And that's really what irks me is We are the United States. We should be able to go through our own process, and we should be able to pick our own team because we are the United States. Let us send the team we want to send. We don't want to have AIBA tell us who we send. And that's exactly what they've done in the 132-pound division. And they could have done it in any division. But we just didn't have a whole lot of participation in the in the WSB and the APB as far as Americans are concerned. So here again, we're being told what to do. And that's really where my problem lies.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. I beat this horse with this guy here for last year, and I'll have one more year to beat it with him. Everyone in the United States should have known, what the stipulations were for the WSB having slotted positions for all of the weight classes, and if they didn't know about it, shame on them.
Well, we know about it, guys. We know about it. We know how it works.
You don't like it,
but it's wrong. It's not that I don't like it. It's wrong. It's wrong for someone outside of the United States to tell the United States who to send to represent the United States. It's just wrong.
Here's your perfect opportunity. If you agree with Mr. Aurelio Martinez, if you agree with Mr. Steve Johnson, keep sending those emails to us. Editor at InsideBoxing.com is where you can send your comments, whether good or bad. Just keep them brief. We don't want nobody writing a book. I don't have time to read books about, so keep them brief. But Aurelio, you know what? Let me just end up saying this. And we didn't get a chance to touch on this, but my boy Mike Alvarado is making intimations that he's coming back. Carl Moretti from Top Rank has said that they're going to give him, a fight sometime in January, or sometime the first quarter, I should say, of 2016. I, for one, am glad to see it. I know Mike is, has been eating at him the way that, his last couple of fights went. I hope that it happens for him. I think that he's going to, capitalize on the opportunity, and good luck to you, Mike.
Well, I think, being a former champion, world champion, and he's been in the ring with the best, Ruslan, Rios, he just...
Juan Marcus.
So there's no shame in his game. No. And Steve, he did this all with a lot of outside the ring issues.
Yes.
And from what I understand, we're hearing that that may not be the case anymore. So
I hope so.
So we'll find out.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we will see you next week, and we'll come back. We've got some more good fight action. We'll talk about in this upcoming week. And Aurelio, as usual, you guys have a good week. And in the meantime,
keep them hands up.
Hands up, baby.